Hello and good evening. I'm Melisa Idris. Welcome to Consider This. This is the show where we want you to consider and then reconsider what you know of the news of the day. Israeli forces and settlers have intensified violence across the occupied West Bank this year, with the UN flagging October 2025 as the worst month for West Bank settler violence since the UN started recording in 2006. Now, this is happening against the backdrop of the continuing Israeli genocide in the Gaza Strip, as attacks there persist even during this ceasefire. So Palestinians in both territories continue to endure death, displacement, and deepening humanitarian crises. So joining me on the show to tell me more about the realities on the ground, the situation in the occupied Palestinian territories, is Younes Arar, who is the Director of Public, International Relations and Media of the Colonization and Wall Resistance Commission, which is an official body under the Palestinian Authority. He joins us today from Ramallah. Younes, thank you so much for being on the show with me today. I'd like to begin our conversation with getting a sense of the current situation on the ground in the occupied West Bank at this very time.
Good morning, and thanks for having me. Yes, I'm indeed speaking from Ramallah. The situation on the ground is unbelievable. It cannot be comprehended. They are making life literally impossible for Palestinians to push them to leave their land. So let me put it like this. Day and night, there are non-stop attacks by terrorist occupation colonizers on Palestinian communities everywhere. And they mean to target people's lives and people's properties. They are always escorted and covered by the Israeli occupation forces, and with full impunity and protection by the government, very well funded, very well organized. It's not spontaneous attacks here and there. And every one of them is known to the Zay occupation, Mossad, and Shabak, and yet they are not held accountable for any of their attacks. And when I say attacks, these are very organized. Hundreds are attacking a certain Palestinian community. They torch whatever comes in front of them, cars, homes, uh, whatever properties, and they mean to cause lethal attack, to cause deaths. They mean that. They want that. And they are trying to do that. Yesterday, there was a Palestinian killed by a Zionist occupation colonizer. This is what I mean by Zion. Terrorist colonizers, if you like. And of course, I have to add that all Palestinian roads are blocked. We cannot use our own roads. There are above 1,000 military gates and checkpoints at each and every Palestinian community. For example, it takes me, my office, I have an office in Bethlehem as well. To reach my office in Bethlehem from my town, instead of taking 10 minutes time, that's all it needs, 10 minutes, it takes 1 hour and a half. So you will have to imagine what kind of roads I have to take in order to reach my office in Bethlehem. That's 10 minutes only far from my house. That's all. And the same applies for all Palestinian communities, cities, villages, refugee camps. So, number one, they have disconnected Palestinian communities from each other and turned us literally into separate islands. They have unleashed their terrorists, the occupation colonizers, to attack Palestinian properties, to attack Palestinian people physically. And they are always escorted by the occupation forces. So they are not working separately. They are working together to
Right.
achieve their ultimate goal. Their ultimate goal is to steal Palestinian land, is to separate Palestinian communities from their own land.
Okay. So,
That's their ultimate.
so what you're saying is because this is um, systematic violence that Israeli forces are present when this when settler violence occurs. You're saying that this is state sanctioned settlements. Is that right?
No, no, no. I won't say state sanctioned. I would say state terrorism, state organized terrorism, because these terrorist groups, they are they were found by ministers in the Zay occupation cabinet,
All right.
and they are led by them. For example, Ben Gvir and Smotrich, as an example. And Ben Gvir and Smotrich, they are not working separately from Netanyahu. They are instructed by Netanyahu. So it's a state terrorism against Palestinian whole being, against Palestinians' whole being, because they have devastated. We have no freedom of movement, not for people, not for goods. They have already devastated Palestinian economy. They are applying starvation in all occupied Palestine by not making it possible for having whatever source of income.
Right. Um, Y- Eunice, what protections do Palestinians have, if any? What can Palestinians do in the face of settler violence? Can the Palestinian Authority respond to this state terrorism?
It can respond diplomatically within the international forums, but on the ground, no, because we have no military power. The only military exists on the ground is with the Zionist occupation entity, so-called Israel, and its unleashed terrorist colonizers groups. We have no protection of whatsoever. They have free hand. They can storm our houses. They can storm our villages. They can do whatever they want with no, and they are not absolutely be responsible or hold responsibility for whatever atrocities they cause to the Palestinian community.
Mm, right.
So it's and what's happening is very well recorded. It's very well documented. The whole world is seeing what's happening in Palestine second by second. And the weird thing that cannot be comprehended by Palestinian citizens, how come the international community is not taking any action? So all we are seeing is either regimes supporting what's happening in Palestine, supporting the genocide, and here I'm referring to the West. The whole West is supporting what's happening in Palestine. That's why they are not taking any real action, except some empty condemnations that means nothing to us. And the rest of the world's regime that they are either complicit or silent. And this is unprecedented in history of mankind.
Mm,
We are all alone. This is what I'm trying to say. We are all alone. Yes, I know people, they are supporting us, but if regimes do not take any action, nothing will change on the ground. We have been seeing hundreds of millions of people throughout the globe protesting for Palestine. But it did not reflect on the political decisions of the regimes. Therefore, it might mean for the Zay occupation entity as a green light to carry on with the extermination, to carry on with the genocide, to carry on with the ethnic cleansing.
Younes, we read constantly in the headlines that there is more and more land theft happening in pockets of the West Bank. Can you talk to me about the current reality of what's happening in the West Bank with the settler occupation, and whether the idea or the discussion around a two-state solution is one that is still happening or even desirable?
The two-state solution, in my opinion, is nothing more than a slogan that the international community keep using all the time without guaranteeing that it's going to happen. On the ground, the Palestinian land is according to the Oslo Accord, is divided into three sections. Area A, that's 18% of the total land of the Palestinian land occupied in 1967. Area B, 22. And the rest of the land is Area C, that's around 62%, or 63% to be precise. 63% is 100% under the security control of the Zay occupation entity. Now, out of this 63%, they now control more than 85%. More than 85%. And now they are trying to take the rest. So practically, they control 63% of the Palestinian land occupied in 1967. And this is supposed to be the Palestinian state. So deduct the total area of this land is about approximately 6,000 square kilometers.
Right.
So deduct 63% of this area. So all that is left are Palestinian pockets, disconnected, dismembered here and there. As I said, separate islands here and there. They are not geographically connected. They are not controlled by Palestinians. You cannot enter any of these pockets because all of them have military gates or military checkpoints at the entrances and the exits. And this is the reality now as I'm talking. For example, I'll give you an example. Now, today I'm in Ramallah. I have come from my house in North Hebron. So to go out from my house, I drive the car, and there is 4 gates surrounding my town from all directions, and these are the only entrances and exits for the town. There is no other. So I have to use an arable difficult roads, very difficult, very remote, to reach to the first stage, to reach any close high road. To reach that high road, it takes me approximately 40 minutes in a very difficult arable road. So when I reach that road, then I'll have to face a major uh, a major military checkpoint that disconnects south from north. It's called the container. It's east of Bethlehem. And usually I have to stay there standing until I'm allowed to cross at least 1 hour. Then I move to Al Izariya, that's 10 minutes far. And there's another gate. And I'll have to wait another 1 hour or more, maybe, or 2 hours or 3 hours. Then after that, I keep going towards Ramallah. There's another military checkpoint at the entrance. It's called Jabba area. It's in the east, to the east, east northern east Jerusalem. And there I have spent actually today about 50 minutes. So I left my house at 6 a.m. I reached Ramallah at 10. That's
Oh,
4 hours. And regular times, it takes me approximately 70 minutes.
oh. Eunice, thank you for telling us the lived reality of what's happening in the West Bank. Are you in touch or are you aware of the situation in the Gaza Strip at the
Of
moment?
course,
There's a how connected do you have people there? Do you have family there? Are you concerned about what's happening? Even though there is a ceasefire in place, there seems to be still reports of Palestinians being killed and injured.
there's no, yes, yes, of course, we are very well connected. They are our people. Yeah, and there's no such thing called ceasefire. The genocide has not stopped, not for a second. The starvation is there, the lack of aid is there. People are sleeping, and today, and we are in winter now, it's very cold, it's extremely cold. No tents, and tents, even tents, cannot shelter the people because of the wind and the water, and Gaza is a flat area and it's near to the sea. So the whole area, people are drowning in water inside their own tents. So can you comprehend that? Can you imagine people will have how would they be able to sleep? Their children, they are dying of cold. They are dying of cold. There are huge lack of food. There's a huge lack of medical supplies. There are caravans are not allowed to enter. Tents. There are tens of thousands of tents in the Egyptian side are not allowed by Israeli occupation forces to come in. A part of the day-to-day attacks, military attacks on our people in Gaza. The genocide is still ongoing. The starvation is still ongoing. People are dying in a very slow motion. They are dying of cold. They are dying of the lack of food. They are dying lack of medicine. They are dying of under the pumps. They are the life in Gaza is unimaginable. It has never happened in the history of mankind that a whole population is being exterminated live. Live. The international community is not taking any real action. And when I'm saying any real action, is to impose the international law, is to impose the UN and Security Council resolutions. They are not doing anything. They are not imposing sanctions. They are not doing anything at all that could ease the suffering of Palestinians in Gaza and the West Bank. The Israeli occupation terrorism is non-stop. It's happening every second of our lives. And it's happening live. It's happening live. Everyone in the whole world, anyone can see what's happening and yet choose to ignore. And I don't know why.
Mm. Can I ask you, Eunice, just in the past few months, because the ceasefire was announced to such fanfare around the world, everyone thought that the supplies would be let in, that this would be the end of the genocide, and attention moved away very quickly from Gaza once the ceasefire officially began. What do you think is missing from international headlines, from international attention right now about this so-called ceasefire?
Which part of the international? Are you talking about people? Are you talking about regimes? We have now to be more specific. If the targeted group that we are trying to reach out to are the regimes, they know already what's happening on the ground, and they receive documented reports from their commission in Palestine. A part of the reports sent by the international NGOs working in Palestine. So what's happening in Palestine is very clear to the regimes. As for the people, you go to social media, it's flooded with info and documents coming out from Palestine minute by minute, whether from the West Bank or Gaza. So it's already there. Now, the mainstream media, if I want to talk about the mainstream media in the West, it's 100% biased. It's trying to blur what's happening in the West Bank, in occupied Palestine generally, and they are trying to mislead their audience. But there's the alternative, the social media. Now, who are we trying to attract? Muslim and Arab nations? They know. Muslim and Arab regimes? They know. It's only condemnations and trying to reflect their empathy. And okay, fine. Then what? Your empathy will not feed the people. Your empathy will not lift this blockade imposed on all occupied Palestine. Your empathy will not help Palestinians reach to their rights. Empathy is not enough. Condemnations are not enough. Yes, thank you for that, but that's will not fill the empty stomachs in Gaza, and will not stop the colonizers from torching another Palestinian house. We have outreach. We have shown the people what's happening in Palestine. We have explained our cause 1 trillion times over and over again. But what's happening? What's changing on the ground? Nothing. Uh, it's getting worse minute by minute, not day by day, minute by minute. We just survive another day. That's the truth. That's the reality on the ground.
If you no longer believe in the international community to help, you believe that they have abandoned the Palestinian people, how do you keep going? How do you keep the hope for a free and liberated Palestine continuing?
We basically believe in our people. That's all we have. Us being on the ground, steadfast, keep attached to our land, our homes, our lives, keep attached with our homeland. And that is something that we will never give up, even if we have to die for it. That's the main thing. What what gives us the hope is us, our people, our this legendary steadfastness under the most vile occupation ever existed on this planet. It's only our people that it gives us the fuel to continue and try to overcome and try to heal and try to. And of course, I cannot deny also that the people all around the world, normal people like me, like yourself, those who are still doing the maximum they can to help our people in every possible way they can, such as outreaching, donations, whatever. So we still think that normal people all around the world, will be able one day to to uh, to force their regimes to abide by the law, to abide by consciousness, to abide by justice, to abide by human rights, not only interests.
Can I ask if you have a message for this audience, the audience in Malaysia, who care but feel very helpless?
I know how much people in Malaysia are doing. I'm very aware of that. I've been seeing people outreaching. I've been seeing people protesting. I've been seeing people donating and trying to do whatever the maximum they can to show their solidarity and support to our people. First, I say thank you for everything you are doing for our people, but I'm asking you for more. I'm asking you to not stop your outreach, do not stop your support, do not stop your protests, and keep keep up the good work, keep up the good spirit. And Palestinians, we need everyone, even who speaks on our favor. We need these words. And I know you are doing that. Keep it up and keep talking about Palestine. The genocide did not stop. It's taking another form. The genocide in the West Bank is outraging. So, yeah.
Younes, thank you so much for spending time with us and giving us true insight as to what's happening there in the West Bank. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for having me. Thank you.
That was Younes Arar from the Colonization and Wall Resistance Commission there, wrapping up this episode of Consider This. I'm Melisa Idris, signing off for the evening. Thank you so much for watching, and good night.